This video is a follow-up to this video, so if you happen to stumble across this video and haven't seen the original, I highly recommend that you do. You'll likely be confused if you haven't. So, hey there. What a surprise. My throat is a little sore, so bear with me here. I am shocked at the response this video received. I wasn't sure about this video when I was making it, and I still don't really know how I feel about it in retrospect. But it doesn't matter what I think. I mean, look at that view count. 2 whole views. That's like more than one. Seriously though, this is quite a bit. And I'm kind of taken aback by it. And this will ultimately come as heartbreaking to those who came and subscribed for more TF2 videos, when I have to once again state that I am not a TF2 channel, and I don't plan on making TF2 analysis videos. I mean, more videos related to TF2, yeah, sure. I already have a video in progress about the final comic, but you're not going to see me scraping the bottom of TF2 weapon video essays. Sorry, essay. I do have more Valve game videos coming out, so I would pay attention to that. But regardless, I'm glad to see that so many people enjoyed the video. And hopefully, you'll enjoy the better, not TF2 related videos that are coming out. But I enjoyed the engagement nonetheless. Also, yes, we all made the CP joke. Very funny. It's CP, like kitty diddling. Also, apparently my intro scared some of the Spanish members of the audience, which I don't really know why. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I actually thought it was pretty adorable. But enough preamble. Let's discuss the video. One of the things I want to reiterate, and I really made it come off the other way in the video, but I do not hate the 5CP game mode. I mean, I played nothing but 5CP when I was recording footage for this video. If I actually hated it, I don't think I even would have made this video. I think I gave people that impression because I only dedicated like a minute of the video to discussing the things I like, which was stupid. I totally could have done more. You know, I do actually understand the appeal to 5CP. You know, the long matches, the back and forth, the linear maps, the pace. I get it, believe me. What I wanted to do with this video was explain why these things frustrate me, why I know they frustrate so many other people, and why, although the game mode can be fun, compared to how it's used in other video games, why it doesn't work super well for a game like TF2. And I do think that, for the most part, I did a pretty okay job. Also, some people got the impression that when I said 5CP was the second worst game mode, I meant out of like every single game mode in the game, and not just the main game modes. I was referring to the main game modes. Like, yeah, I think 5CP is better than Payload Race or Pastime, but that's also not saying much. I guess people also didn't understand that I was like spoofing Uncle Dane. I guess that flew over people's heads. Have you not seen this video? It's got a lot of views. I think you should watch it if you're uninformed. I do stand by the fact that I think 5CP is a very repetitive game mode. I think it encourages bad class variety. I think the maps are samey. But it's not that there's no enjoyment to be had. There definitely is. I just think that there are variables in the rule set and in TF2 in general that make it less fun, and isn't the best showcase of like what TF2 has to offer. I'm glad that my suggestions on how to fix 5CP didn't go unnoticed, and was shocked to see that some of them actually kind of work. Apparently, there's an offshoot of one of my ideas in a Roblox TF2 game mode that actually kind of works. I don't play Roblox. I'm not going to download Roblox just to see if it works, but that's pretty cool. One critique I did get was when I said that 5CP encourages steamrolls. I said something along the lines of like, people criticize Payload for being steamrolly, but if you want to like win 5CP, you actually have to steamroll. This was not an argument I was endorsing. There was a common critique of Payload around the time saying that a big flaw with Payload was that it encourages steamrolls, which I get, but Payload only suffers this problem when one team is good. If both teams are balanced, even if offense wins, the game isn't stalematey, it doesn't have bad pacing, and has the expected highs and lows you would expect from a game mode like that. Whereas in 5CP, in casual at least, if both teams are evenly matched, then the game becomes stalematey. And if you want to win, you have to steamroll. And in the clips of me winning, that's what I'm doing. I don't think either argument is sound, but it was me saying, well, if we're gonna use that argument, 5CP is even worse about it. Glad to see the King of the Hill appreciation in the comments section. I love King of the Hill. And yeah, it's short, but I do think that's to the game mode's benefit. And yes, to all my Powerhouse boys and girls in the comments section, I fucking love Powerhouse. It's so good. God, I wish we had more 3CP maps. They're never gonna add any, but, you know, a boy can dream. And I do agree. I think CTF is way too, you know, harshly shot on. It's flawed. I'm not really defending it's flawed, but I think it is a much more interesting game mode to hang around in and fuck around in and to explore. and just talk to the creatures you encounter.
Hello! What's happening? Hello? How you doing?
Hello? Hello, hello.
Hello? Oh, oh,
You always do it so good, dude. I love your
Yeah, I
phone
know.
guy,
Yeah, I'm basically him, dude.
but They just added Hatsune Miku to Fortnite.
Yeah, is she in the battle pass or is she in the item shop?
She's in the music
Well,
pass
both.
and the item shop.
She's in the Fortnite Festival Music Pass. Like there's like 2 alternate styles of her in there, but like the actual like default Hatsune Miku is like a item shop skin,
Oh, I see.
like the classic look.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have both. It's funny.
Yeah, Aiden fucking bought the item shop one, in addition to the one he already gets on the pass.
Well, you gotta know that the original is just like.
It's just not the same if she doesn't have her original outfit on, man.
Man, shut your bitch ass up.
She's not as jerk-worthy.
Alright, bro.
One thing I said in the video, and I didn't know if I wanted to keep it in, but I kept it in anyway because I knew people were gonna like misinterpret it, and they did. And it's gonna lead into my discussion about competitive, and something that a lot of people were confused by and saw as just like a weird out there tangent, was when I said, this kind of confirms a theory that I've had for a while, that TF2 players don't play any other multiplayer shooters and don't understand the history of them and how TF2 belongs in the larger sphere. It's like when you hear players say shit like, Sniper doesn't fit because TF2 was designed around close range combat. Like that was said in any design document or fucking whatever. As if other shooters don't also have this same problem. Yeah, Sniper, the class that's been around for every iteration of the game, and was added before these classes were added in the original mod. I'm getting ahead of myself, but hopefully you understand what I mean. Let me explain myself. What I'm essentially doing here, when I say stuff like this, is that I'm planting seeds for ideas that may or may not be revisited in the future. I brought it up because a lot of the people who play TF2 do not play other shooters. They do not play other video games. They only know TF2, and they don't know much about art, or multiplayer games, or shooter design. So they say a lot of out there unfounded things about TF2 that isn't backed up by like anything. Like no like game design document, no frame of reference, it's just nothing. It essentially boils down to, it annoy me, so therefore it bad. And you see that in a lot of discussion in TF2 around things like competitive, in the game design, in the art direction. And it's like, do you play video games? I mean, don't play video games because they're bad for you and they're stupid and they're for babies and they melt your brain, but if you do you understand? Do you understand what you're saying, Mark? The weird competitive industrial complex that arose around the time of Meet Your Match and Tough Break were so weird about TF2. Even major TF2 YouTubers, what the fuck? Even major TF2 YouTubers that I really like, such as Uncle Dane and Funk, were just spearheading this rhetoric. And the way they still speak about it in retrospect gives the impression that they view it as just like a fault of mismanagement. Like if Valve tried harder, it just somehow would have worked, and not just a cold hard bit of reality, and Valve also realizing that this isn't gonna work. You know, the game's just not built for this. There's like a weird resentment and like passive aggressive like tone that just manifests. You ever played Fallout 2? And Marcus the Mutant was like, yeah, I'd dip my best friend in the vats and make him a mutant if I could. It totally would have worked.
Hell yes, I would have. What a great mutant he would have been.
And it's like, no, it never would have worked. It was doomed to fail.
This would mean that all my work has been for nothing.
And if you're trying to prove the worth of a game by how competitively viable it is as an esport, I think you might be engaging with a game for the wrong reason. And I'm not saying that's what these people are necessarily doing, I'm just saying it's a behavior that I have seen exhibited. Now, unlike certain people in the community, I don't believe competitive players are to blame for things like Meet Your Match or weaponry balances. The root of all issues is, of course, Valve. And while people may co-opt that argument to defend things like the degradation of the art style, Valve are the ones in charge, and they decide what gets into the game. I've always viewed Valve's competitive as like a last-ditch effort from the company to see if the game had like any viability as an esport. You know, esports, they don't just happen, they don't come out of thin air. People create esports because they find a game that they like and they want to play it at a higher level. And while you can certainly try and design a game to be an esport and have it work, ultimately people have to enjoy playing it in that format, or else it'll never catch on. And it never did with TF2, because that's not what people valued the game for. And looking at the culture surrounding competitive games and esports, I consider that a positive. But that's all I gotta say. This is decently quick for a follow-up video, but I felt pretty concrete about my arguments, so I didn't have too much to reiterate. I still don't know how I feel about like the actual video as a video and its substance. I view it more as an editing exercise more than anything else. But you know, once again, I'm super happy about the reception and engagement that the video has gotten, and I'm glad people seem to really enjoy the video. No, you are worse than 5CB game mode. Maggot, is Kurt such a liar? As far as what I'll be making in the future, the next video will be about a certain Valve series, more specifically a certain Valve title. And the vid after that will be about another famous FPS series with a new title that's coming out here real soon. And for the TF2 fans in the audience, I do plan on making a video about the final TF2 comic. I have some thoughts about it and how it relates to the series. If you're still wondering about the platformer video, don't worry, it's slowly in progress. I really want to take my time on that one because it might end up being pretty big. I want to make sure it's good and not jump on it too quickly. But it's still happening, and I think it'll be good when it comes out. So please be patient. I'm under a lot of stress. Don't yell at me. Be patient. It's coming out soon. So sit tight. Don't let the bedbugs bite. And good night.